Hello dears, we have seen about topical and spiral approach. This is known as the principles of curriculum organization. The first principle is topical and spiral method. Topical approach means that a topic should be finished entirely at one stage. It takes the topic in as a unit. Topical approach requires that easy and difficult portions of a topic should be dealt with at one stage, which is not psychological. This approach has number of drawback also. So in this, what you are going to do is the complete topic is dealt at a stretch in just one stage, one grade. But there are certain topics which we can do in single stretch in one grade only. For example, the topic which is very small, like if something is learned about the introduction to computer, something like that, where just one grade is enough, calculation, something like that. But it is not good for all the units. But it is not also psychological method also. It is having so many number of drawbacks. Now we go to the spiral method. Spiral approach implies that a topic should be split up into different portions. One topic is divided into many portions and these portions should be spread over different grades. One portion is introduced in the different grades. Easier portions should be dealt with in the lower grades. So in the lower grades, when the child learns the easy portion and difficult portion slowly, like from easy to difficult, like this, one by one step after another step, one grade after another grade they learn. Different portions should be gradually introduced in the next grade. The approach is simple or easy topic may be finished at one stage, while if you take a simple topic, a very easy, you can use a topical method. But a topic which is very big, you have to go for the spiral method. While spiral arrangement is good, long grinding at all grades is undesirable. If you take a small topic, again and again, if you use a spiral method, it becomes boring for the child. So where we are supposed to use, accordingly we have to use it. Next comes the logical and psychological approach. Logical approach leads to a vigorous treatment of the subject matter, which is based on logical reasoning. The main basis is the logical reasoning, whereas psychological arrangement is the point of view for the student. What about psychological approach? In psychological approach, psychology is the base. Okay, up to the level of the students' interest, everything is taken into consideration. It seems that both the approach and different, although it appears to be different, but both can be merged easily, right? Now we go to the principle of correlation. What is principle of correlation? That is, principle of correlation, while organizing the content in mathematics, the principle of correlation should always be given due weightage. Okay, this is especially true for the mathematical topic. Correlation may be of different varieties. The following types of correlation must be kept in mind while organizing the curriculum in mathematics. What are the correlations should be kept in mind while you talk about the mathematics, right? The first correlation is correlation of mathematics with the problem of everyday life. Okay, correlation of mathematics with other subjects. Okay, and then problems in everyday life, we can draw a diagram type, that will be good. We will try to draw diagram. This is mathematics, right? It should be correlated with problems in everyday life. One, we can say problems in everyday life. Okay, it should have correlation with 2. What is 2? with other subjects. Next is different branches of mathematics. Okay, next is 4. This is mathematics. Okay, what is 4? Different topics of a particular branch of mathematics. So it should have correlation with other subjects and different branches of whatever mathematics is dealing. We are going to deal different branches. It should have correlation with same branch but different topic. Okay, with craft and work experience. We can say the 5th one is craft and work experience. Mathematics should have correlation with craft or work experience also. So these are the correlations is expected in the mathematics. For correlating subject matter, we must know the following: day-to-day activities of the student. If you want to correlate with the everyday life, what are the activities of the students? We should know the nature of topics included in other subjects. Also, because it should have correlation with other subject also. So you should know about the other topics. Okay, at the same stage. I mean, suppose the child is in the 6th standard, what are the other subjects the child is studying, how much the child is studying in other subject also. So that can be easily correlated. The topics included in different branches. For example, if you are taking arithmetic, it should be correlated with algebra, geometry, etc. So the sequence of topics of the same branch, suppose you are talking about algebra, different parts of algebra also should be correlated. The nature of work experience, any project can be given so that you can correlate with the work experience also. Now we go to the 4th topic, is nothing but concentric approach. This is nothing but organization of a course matter. This is a system of organizing a course rather than a method of teaching. How the course is getting organized. It is therefore better to call it concentric system or approach. So what is concentric system? We can say a circle is there. These circles are said to be concentric circles, right? So this is the concentric circle, right? So it is not a method of teaching. So the concentric approach is not a method of teaching, but it is how it is organized, how the course is getting organized. It is talking about the course and not about the method of teaching, right? It is therefore better to call it concentric system or approach. It implies widening of knowledge just as concentric circles go on extending and widening. This is known as widening of knowledge. Okay. Like one small big circle like that, it goes bigger, bigger, bigger. So it's not a widening of knowledge, right? Go on extending and widening. It is a system of arrangement of subject matter. In this method, the study of topic is spread over number of years. A topic spread in number of years. So the child studies the topic in the first year, second year, third year, fourth year. The same topic is spread over the number of years. right? In this method, the topic spread over number of years. It is based on the principle that the subject cannot be given an exhaustive treatment at one stage. In one stage, exhaustive treatment of the subject cannot be done. We cannot teach everything in one stage, right? To begin with, a simple presentation of the subject is given. Okay, first stage, simple presentation. What you're doing, first one is the simple presentation. Simple things at first stage child will learn, right? Simple presentation of the topic, right? Then further knowledge is imparted in the following years. So here the child gets a further knowledge. So some more further knowledge is free. It is widening. The topic gets wider and wider, right? Thus the beginning from the nucleus of the circle of knowledge go on widening after year, right? Like this it goes on. What is the procedure we will see? A topic is divided into number of portions which is then allotted to different classes. One topic is broken and given allotted in the different classes. The criterion for allotment of the topic portion of the course to a particular class is the difficulty of portion and power of comprehension of the student at that age. What is the difficulty and how much the student can comprehend? Accordingly, the portion is given to the child. Thus, it is mainly concerned with the year-to-year teaching, but its influence can be experienced in day-to-day teaching also. Right? Knowledge given yesterday and should lead to teaching on the following day. Like this, it goes further and further. Right? That is, year after year, the child is studying. Right? It is the previous exercise. Means day after day, the teaching is widening. Right? Merits of the concentric method. This method of organization of subject matter is decidedly superior to that in which one topic is taken up in a particular class and an effort is made to deal with all the aspects of the topic in that particular class. What is the main thing is the subject is the total topic is organized in such a manner that one subject matter, a particular part is dealt in means whatever the child is learning is superior to the previous part whatever the child has learned already, right? And then that particular part is completely dealt in that particular stage, whatever part is taken, right? So this method of organization of subject matter is decidedly superior to that in which one topic is taken up in a particular class and an effort is made to deal with all aspects of the topic in that particular class. That is the first one. Second one is it provides a framework for mathematics course which is of real value to students. It is some sort of real value to the students. And the third is the system is most successful when the teaching is in hands of one teacher because then he can preserve continuity in the teaching and keeps the expanding concentric circle, right? Suppose the child for 6th standard the mathematics teacher is teaching, same teacher if she teaches for 2nd, 7th standard and 8th standard, 9th standard where the topic gradually increases, then the teacher will be in a position to link with the previous topic because of the same students. So it becomes very easy for the teacher as well as the student to link the topic. So this is one of the thing can be taken care of, and so that concentric circle increases. It provides opportunity for revision of work already covered in the previous topic and carrying out the new work. So previous topic what was covered, revision is done, then move on to the next topic. Since the same topic is learned over many years, so it is which is very because the child learns for every year the same topic, so it creates a longer impression of the child and it becomes in the memory. Stronger it is there in memory. It does not allow teaching to become dull. That won't be dull. Okay, so every interest increases and every year there is a new problem. The child difficulty level also increases. So the child learns very nicely, right? What is the drawback? For the success of this approach, we require a really capable teacher. Teacher should be very much capable, right?